Presented by Fields Auto Group.
Yesterday at Wrigley Field, Cubs and Braves played a tough one. Cubs lose 6-5. Now they're down in hot Atlanta at SunTrust Field. Darvish off the DL. He'll be opposed by Mike Foltynewicz. First pitch comes your way. 6:35 right here on NBC Sports Chicago Plus. Hello, welcome to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group, along with my partner David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. Okay, Double D, Cubs coming up a 5-2 homestand. Normally you go, yeah, pretty good with that. But you're 5-0. You're playing the team with the worst record in the White Sox, and you got Atlanta in your building. Wind's blowing out, and you can't find a way to win.
Yeah, it's tough to see because you had all things lined up to really go hot into this series in Atlanta. But the problem is, right yesterday's game, there was too many mental mistakes. You know, the Zobrist getting doubled off. You know, Bryant and Rizzo just not playing the game. Those are errors, pretty much. I would call them errors. And then just Quintana continually missing out of the strike zone. 3 walks in the first inning. That's not him. That's not at a point there in the first inning. You got to come hit this. You know, I know you gave up the home run to Albies early, but you got to be able to throw that ball down the middle and force these guys to get on base.
Yeah, instead of just giving them free passes, and then you face Giolito on Sunday. He walks 7 men, and you can't find a way to win a baseball game.
It's tough to watch.
So, all right, almost time to get interactive with the show. Get your mobile, laptop, or tablet ready. Head to NBCSportsChicago.com/vote. In just a few minutes, we'll bring you our live fan vote. Let's talk about Jose Quintana. Go back to yesterday's game against the Braves. Jose just could not get through 5 innings of work. He ended up allowing 6 runs, 3 home runs, took the loss. Third time in 8 starts this season, he did not make it a full 5 innings. That just cannot continue. You paid a king's ransom for this guy.
Yes, and those pitches right there, you can't come inside to one of the best inside hitters in the game, Jose Bautista. You can't miss in that pitch. You can't be walking guys, and his command of his fastball all game long, it was all over the place. You watch where those balls were marked in that strike zone. I know it's not the real strike zone, but he was all over the place.
Yeah, you take a look, 4 2/3 of 9 hits, 6 earned run, 6 K, 3 walk, 3 home run baseball. Numbers much better the previous 3 starts. Not eye-popping, though. And I think people expected when he came here at the price that the Cubs paid, wow, we're getting a number 1 or a number 2 here. He's pitched more like a 4-5.
Exactly, and right now he's not getting length in his starts, and you expect him to go out there and battle, know where each pitch is going. He had that reputation coming from the White Sox where he can put it wherever he wanted all game long. He hasn't shown it yet. It's been very inconsistent start to start, so he has to somehow, in his bullpens this week, find that thing that'll lock him back in.
Yeah, he's got to get in a groove. All right, time for our Miller Lite Cubs fan poll. To vote, visit NBCSportsChicago.com/vote. You do not need a special app. Just visit that website, get interactive with David and with me. Today's question is, who struggles this season worry you the most? Darvish, tonight's starter, or Jose Quintana? For me, it's Quintana, because he doesn't have the put-away stuff to blow you away. You know, against Colorado, we saw Darvish strike out Arenado at 97 up in the zone. He's got 7 different pitches. We haven't seen a heavy bite on those pitches yet. But with Quintana, I just don't like what I'm seeing.
Yes, and I'm going to go with Quintana too, because Darvish, I feel it's going to come back. You know, even though his stuff hasn't been super sharp, he's been all over with that fastball. The thing with Quintana is he came in as a guy that has to rely on fastball command. If he doesn't have fastball command, he's going to get lit up. So, and the last few of those last 3 starts, we saw that stat there. He was able to wiggle himself out of some jams, just like Tyler Chatwood has done this season. So right now, Quintana is one of those pitchers right now that he's skating by. But if he doesn't get things going, especially when it gets hot in the summertime at Wrigley, those balls can get flying into the seats.
Yeah, no question about it. So we'll see how things work out. Darvish, it's a big start for him. He has got to go out and pitch well tonight. Time for our bona fide starting pitching matchup, brought to you by our friends at Bona Beef. And this is the aforementioned Darvish, who gets the ball tonight for Joe Maddon's Cubs against Mike Foltynewicz. Darvish faced the Braves back on April 13. That was the game in which he was cruising along until the balk was called against him, and then it all fell apart. When you look at the numbers, I mean, Foltynewicz is a pretty solid young pitcher. Really good. Fairly high draft pick. But Darvish has great stuff, and he's got to find a way to harness it.
Yes, and he's got to find a way to get over these hump situations where one thing goes bad, and then next you know the inning is just lost for him, and it's usually in the 5th inning. That's one of those innings for him where his ERA is up over 30, and it's just unfortunate to see. And then when he makes mistakes, he tries to do too much, he'll hang that slider, and next you know that's that big home run. Both of these offenses can score runs. You know, the Cubs have 8 10-plus run innings, and the Braves are second with 6. So it's going to be imperative for him to be able to put the ball where he wants to and stay mentally sharp on the mound. Yeah,
he has got to find a way. Joe Maddon talked this week and said very passionately in his defense, this is not a guy who's soft. This is not a guy that's going to get derailed. He's just got to work through some things. So we're going to find out. But for me tonight, this is a start where he needs to go out. He's rested. Yeah. He says he feels good. This is not like he's coming off an arm injury, so you've got a pitch count here. He needs to go out and take you 7 innings.
Yeah, because you had the flu call. They call it the flu, but it's his time to just step back, reset things, do some work in the bullpen over there, and really find just something that he can rely on each and every pitch. And with Darvish now, he's got to go out there and do it because the media is going to be all over him if he doesn't.
All right, I want you to look at this board. Cubs run differential by inning this season. What a stunning statistic. Look at that. They are positive in every inning except the 5th. They are minus 22. You has given up 14 5th-inning runs.
Yeah,
that stuff's got to get fixed and in a hurry.
It has to be quickly because that's an inning. That's momentum inning, right there. That seems like with the visiting team, whoever the Cubs are playing, that's the inning where they know that they can score runs and then they just ride it on out there. But because the bullpen for the Cubs has been great, it's been something that this team has relied on all season long. But that 5th inning, it's tough. You're giving 6, 7 multiple runs. It's hard to come back from those.
And which means you have got to find a way to get past the 5th inning so that your bullpen isn't taxed when you get to the hot days of July and August, early September. You go, oh my God, these guys are on record pace for a number of appearances. It can't continue.
No, then you're looking at your AAA squad for guys that could called up, come down, taxi squad there. And is there a lot in AAA for the Cubs right now? I don't know. We've seen a few guys.
Not guys you want in high leverage situations.
Exactly. You might have to bring some veterans over.
All right. As for Foltynewicz, he's 3-2 with an ERA of 3.21 in 8 starts this season. The longest he has lasted has been 6 innings. But let's talk about him because he's got a really live arm.
Yes, he's going to throw his fastball. The Cubs hitter's going to see a lot of fastball today. Nice little change-up and curveball. Those 3 pitches are what he relies on, and he's all about putting it where he wants to. So today the Cubs hitters have to get him out over the plate and up in the zone because he wants to spin that curveball and change up to get hitters off balance.
Have you faced this guy?
Yes. I hit a double off him.
Nice!
Back in 2012.
You know what amazes me, and our producer Jeff Nelson will back me up? We can ask you about, remember that guy? Oh, yeah, I doubled the right center. I triple. That guy owns me. Yeah. Like, you don't forget anything.
No, it's just one of those things. I don't know how I do it. My memory is getting worse as I go, but you still remember big league hits, and I remember Sidney Ponson. I did some good damage against him.
That was your guy.
Yeah, that was my guy that I braked.
Yeah, I actually was in Aruba recently. That's where he's from. I guess he weighs almost 400 pounds now. He's a big dude. He might be able to get hit now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're going to take our first time out of Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group. When we come back, we'll bring you the lineup for both squads. Kris Bryant hoping to carry over his success from the recent homestand to SunTrust Field over the next 3 days. And it's 25 minutes to the start of the ball game. Still time for you to give Felco a call. 866-4-FELDCO. We'll be right back.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
At Fields, we're known for our complimentary loaners. Hello, I'm Dan Fields, but now you can take one home and keep it during our annual loaner sales event.
Going on now at Land Rover Northfield. Lease a new 2018 Land Rover Discovery Sport SE for only $379 per month for 36 months.
Best of all, no matter what you're driving, we have a loaner for you to take home and keep.
During our annual sales event at Land Rover Northfield.
It's never enough to just open your business.
Nobody cares for me.
You need to get the word out. From business cards and banners to expertly packed shipments to mailboxes with a real street address. Everything your customers see tells a story. Go to the UPS store today for help.
Try Firestone tires for 30 days. If you don't love them, we'll refund or replace. So go ahead. Kick them. The Firestone 30-day buy and try guarantee. Head in through July 9th and get $60 by mail on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible tires. Plus, use your new or existing CFNA credit card and get up to $100. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
It's time to upgrade. And now, it's even easier at Nissan's Tech for All sales event. Get 0% financing on every model, including Rogue with Pro Pilot Assist. Experience Nissan's newest lane centering technology.
Get here today for 0% financing for 60 months on every model, or get a low $199 per month lease on Rogue.
But hurry, this event ends soon.
Injuries can happen, whether you're working out or playing sports. At the Amita Health Orthopedics Institute, we understand that you want to return to your active life pain-free. That's why we offer a sports medicine outreach program that connects you to sports medicine doctors, surgeons, specialists, and rehabilitation therapists. To learn more or make an appointment, visit amitahealth.org/ortho or call 844-366-0615. Amita Health, in sickness and in health.
Amita Health Injury Report, and with you, Darvish activated for today's ballgame. Cubs now have 6 players on the disabled list. Eddie Butler has missed 22 games with a right groin strain. Jason Hayward still not yet cleared after suffering a concussion a week ago Sunday in St. Louis, while Drew Smyly on the 60-day DL as he recovers from Tommy John surgery. And welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group, alongside David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. Let's take a look at Joe Maddon's starting lineup. Here we go. Leadoff hitter is Ben Zobrist. He'll be in right tonight. Kris Bryant in the 2-hole at third. Riz is at first, hitting third. Wilson Contreras cleans up and catches. Javi Baez in the 5-hole, playing second. Schwarber in left, sixth. Albert Almora Jr. in center, hits 7. Addie Russell plays shortstop, hits 8th, and Darvish is your pitcher, hitting 9th. Zobrist, one of 7 Cubs to bat leadoff this season, but Joe Maddon isn't too concerned about all the turnover at the top of the lineup.
As long as the roster stays similar, it probably should remain about that, I would think. You know, I mean, I haven't, Anthony's already done it once. And Wilson's done it once, so those are the culprits from last year. It's always going to be in a state of flux. And again, I'm fine with it just based on maneuverability, permits us to get different guys playing time. It's just the way we're built, man. We're built to be versatile, and that's what we are.
So Albert Almora Jr. gets to start against a right-handed pitcher. That was a concern early on, but his splits are pretty good. 333 against lefties, 279, very respectable against righties so far this season. Look, I have said from day one, this is the guy I would have in center field 99.9% of the time because he's elite defensively. You have a pitching staff that does not strike a lot of hitters out so far. So I need my best defenders. I don't have Hayward, so if I'm going to play Zobrist and Schwarber on the corners, that's not what you call Gold Glove caliber. I need a guy who doesn't need a motorbike to go get something.
No, he should be in there every day. I mean, at some point, you got to give this guy a shot, a 2-week shot, not just 3 or 4 days, 2 weeks, see if he can handle himself. But he's showing right now, 280 is respectable against righties. So he's been doing his job. He's hitting some balls out, shooting some balls around the park. And he's just, he brings energy to the park, just like Javi. He's a guy that brings energy, and I want to see him out there more. But hope Joe believes in this roundabout door of keep moving guys around.
As a player, would that be hard for you, or you get used to it?
I was a part of it, so I got used to it. You know that there's going to be 3 or 4 guys moving in and out of the spot, so you just deal with what you can do. You know you're in the lineup that day. That's all that really matters as a player. You want to be in the lineup, and you more than not would like to know, all right, I'm leadoff guy every day. But now this game has changed. There's so many different things, and that's part of it.
A lot of moving parts.
That's the way it is.
All right, Kris Bryant is hoping to continue his hot hitting. Take a look at his numbers over the 7-game homestand. 8 for 25, 12 runs scored, 2 doubles, 4 homers, 8 RBIs. He reached base 6 times by a walk, twice marked for being hit by a pitch. His OPS over that stretch, an insane 1.365. Talk about Christopher John Bryant.
I mean, what else is there to talk about? This guy's doing his thing. He's not missing pitches, and in that bottom of the 9th, I was expecting him. That was an up and in pitch that I've seen him hit that out into the seats over there. So it's just he lined it, stayed inside of it, but he's hot right now. He's using all the parts of the park. That's when Kris is going best. Is he's shooting at that right center gap and then taking that off-speed stuff and putting it in the seats.
Yeah, there's that pitch that's up.
Yeah.
The one yesterday that he lined out to end the game, that was right in his wheelhouse. He just missed.
Yes. That would have been a big hit. I wanted to see Bryant get that big hit and just keep him going, keep that momentum going, because last year that was his thing, being able to get that clutch hit. We know he's Bryant, but I still want to see him get that like 3 or 4 times in a row. Just get that big knock.
Right, with the game on the line.
Exactly.
All right, here's a look at the National League RBI leaders. Javier Baez enters tonight's action in first place, 3 ahead of the Diamondbacks' A.J. Pollock. Then it's Trevor Story of the Rockies, and 2 guys we'll see on the other side of the field tonight, Ozzie Albies, who you and I love, and Freddie Freeman. All right, Baez continues to be a spark wherever Joe Madden places him in the lineup. He hits 5th tonight.
I like him in the 5th spot because he's a guy that's driving in runs, and you know Kris Bryant or Riz is going to be getting on base, and it's a good spot for him to be getting some fastballs too with Schwarber behind him. You know he's going to see some fastballs, and if he can stay inside himself and swing at good pitches, this guy's raking around. He's in the All-Star team right now because he's swinging at strikes. He's not having walks, but he's not missing strikes in the zone.
Yeah, I remember that. We saw the one that hydroplaned out there to the wall.
Yeah.
I can't remember who we were playing back then, but I think it was the Braves comeback.
Yeah,
that was the comeback game. And this guy just plays with such passion.
I mean, his slides, the way he tags guys. I mean, it's fun to watch this guy just because he can do it all on the baseball field.
The other day, he slid into second.
Yeah,
and he faked, moved the one hand and reached with the other. I'm like,
who does that?
Who does that? Watched a lot of baseball. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
All right, here's a look at the Braves lineup for their manager, Brian Snitker. Ozzie Albies at second. Ronald Acuna Jr. Freddie Freeman's at first. Nick Markakis is in right. Kurt Suzuki catches. Ender Enciarte is in center. Jose Bautista's at third. Johan Camargo's at short. Michael Foltynewicz is your starting pitcher. Well, let's talk about a guy a year ago. We saw this guy play 1 game. That was it.
Yeah.
And we both looked at each other and went, okay, I want that guy.
This guy's pretty good.
Ozzie Albies tied for the league lead in home runs, and he's a little guy with 13. 3rd in hits with 49. 4th in the league in slugging percentage.
Yeah, he's top. Him and Baez are the top 4 in ribbies, extra base hits, and slugging. It's a bright spot in the second base game in the National League. And Albies, what can you say against the Cubs? This guy is a Cub killer. You do not want to see him coming up with men in scoring position because it seems like he's making plays on defense and getting big hits for the Braves.
Yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal.
Right?
I am a huge fan of Ozzie Albies, and then he runs well.
Yeah, his helmet pops off, and I mean he brings that energy. He's like the Baez for the Braves right now.
Yeah, and by the way, I've seen a couple of players, no names to be given, that they're so worried about their helmet falling off. Yeah. This guy just knocks it off and goes, let's go.
Let's go.
Quit worrying about the helmet, guys. Let's go. Addison Russell. Albies is also the league leader in extra base hits with 28. And this list is quite similar to the RBI leaderboard. Pollock is second. Baez is third. Kris Bryant tied for fourth with Freddie Freeman. So we're going to see some really good players. Freeman now in his 9th season in the big leagues. And despite going hitless against the Cubs yesterday, over his last 21 games, he's hitting .357 with 6 home runs and 18 knocked in. He is a really good player.
I mean, just a professional hitter this year after year. If he didn't get hurt last year, this guy was arguably up there with Trout in the season they were both having.
They were monster years.
So this guy, and then Nick Markakis is another name he's leading the league in hitting. So they're getting a lot of production from the top of their lineup. So as for the Cubs, you got to keep those guys off the top because Freeman and Markakis are driving in a lot of runs because they're on base all the time.
And handle Ozzie Albies on top of that. We're going to take our final timeout. We lead you up to Cubs and Braves here on NBC Sports Chicago. When we come back with David's keys to the game, we'll each pick our key performer. There's still time to vote in our poll question. Who struggles this season worrying the most? You, Darvish, or Jose Quintana? Results are coming up next.
Here's how Old Dominion puts together a winning performance. It takes precision, like how we're #1 in claims prevention. It takes hustle, like our over 99% on-time rate. And it takes consistently going the distance to earn our fans' loyalty. That's why we're #1 in customer satisfaction. Old Dominion, official freight carrier of Major League Baseball.
At Fields, we're known for our complimentary loaners. Hello, I'm Dan Fields. But now, you can take one home and keep it during our annual loaner sales event.
Going on now at Land Rover Northfield. Lease a new 2018 Land Rover Discovery Sport SE for only $379 per month for 36 months.
Best of all, no matter what you're driving, we have a loaner for you to take home and keep.
During our annual sales event at Land Rover Northfield.
What a beautiful day. He's so dirty. Call Four Seasons.
Dirty air conditioner? Clean it up with a Four Seasons AC tune-up. Lower utility bills, increase AC lifespan, and guarantee a breakdown-free season for only $89.95.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Injuries can happen, whether you're working out or playing sports. At the Amita Health Orthopedics Institute, we understand that you want to return to your active life pain-free. That's why we offer a sports medicine outreach program that connects you to sports medicine doctors, surgeons, specialists, and rehabilitation therapists. To learn more or make an appointment, visit amitahealth.org/ortho or call 844-366-0615. Amita Health, in sickness and in health.
Closed courses, fast cars, lots of stunt drivers. Yeah, must be another Dodge commercial. Dodge, domestic, not domesticated.
Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2018 Dodge Challenger for $259 a month with $259 due at signing.
What month is it?
Beef month.
What month is it?
Beef month.
What's that?
It's May, Italian beef month.
How are you celebrating?
The same way you are.
With Bona Beef.
Grab half-priced Bona Beefs on May 26th for Italian Beef Day.
Cubs are 8-9 on the road this season. Look to even that record up tonight at 500 with a win in Georgia. Way down in Georgia. Len Casper, Jim DeShays have to call the action. Bottom of the hour right here on NBC Sports Chicago Plus. Well, welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by our great partners, Dan Fields and his guys at the Fields Auto Group. Tonight starts a stretch of 14 road games over the next 19 contests. After the 3 in Atlanta, it's on to Cincinnati. Includes a split day-night double dip on Saturday. And after a day off Monday, the Indians come to town for a brief 2-game set. Then after another day off, it's 3 straight against the Giants. And here's where it gets a little unfair. Sunday game against the Giants is a 7:05 start, and they have to travel to Pittsburgh with a 12:35 start on Memorial Day.
Oof.
I'll be in the Grand Canyon when that one's going
you
on.
won't be worrying about that at all.
No, I'll be worrying if my knees are going to pull out.
Wow. I mean, that's tough right there with the night game. Is that if that's an ESPN game, those games take like 4 hours, it seems like. So you're not getting there till 2 o'clock. 2+ o'clock.
Yeah, who's the rocket scientist in MLB that thinks that's a good schedule?
I don't know. Like, that's unfair. That's definitely unfair, but you just got to deal with it and go.
Suck it up and get it done.
Score runs.
All right, according to Mark Gonzalez of the Chicago Tribune, Ben Zobrist left a message at the Major League Baseball Players Association about him being told he can no longer wear black shoes at Wrigley Field. Zobrist does hope to speak with Joe Torre about the matter soon. So, I ask you, Mr. Former Big Leaguer for 13 years, should the players be able to wear what they want?
Yes, they should be able to wear what they want, but it has to be in the rules. Like, I respect Zobrist going right into Joe Torre, hopefully talk to him. But if it's the rule, if Joe Torre comes back and say no, all right, you got to play by the rules. That's the way it is. Next year you can hash it out, the Players Association hash it out. But, you know, I wanted to always have some sick color cleats. I always wanted to have a little flair with that. But I understood that you had to have 51% of the team's colors. So I, abided by it. And I understand where Zobrist's coming on. He wants to bring the history of the game back, but it has to be through the rules of the game.
Yeah, well said. Completely agree. Earlier in the show, we asked whose struggles this season worried you the most, Darvish or Jose Quintana? Here is what you said. Take a look at the votes.
Right there.
61%, they're agreeing with us. We went Jose Quintana. All right, time for our Fields Auto Group keys to tonight's ball game. Starts at the top, and that's Ozzie Albies.
I mean, this guy is homered in 2 straight games to lead off the game against the Cubs, both against Jose Quintana. So keeping this guy off the bases, like we just said before, for Freddie Freeman, for even Flowers, Markakis Flowers has been hitting the ball well. So you got to keep him off the base path.
All right, and are you up to the task? It's time.
It's that time. You had your 10 days. And for his confidence and the bullpen's sake, because you see what's coming up. We just saw the little clip there. They have a lot of games coming up. So this bullpen needs some time down as well, because they've been taxed the last few games as well. So 6+ innings, I would prefer 7 innings today. Would be great for the Cubs and for his confidence.
How about a complete game?
Is that even a thought right now for us, for any of the pitchers?
I just want to see 7 solid innings.
Yeah,
I'll take that right
exactly.
now. All right, our key performers. You get?
I'm going to go Christopher Bryant.
All right, I'm going Javi Baez, okay? There you go. My son took Baez. I'm taking Baez. We'll see. Thanks for watching. You're up 5-3. Well, thanks for watching our pregame show presented by Fields Auto Group. We'll see you on the postgame.
Kansas City,
Want the fastest internet? Done. And now Xfinity Mobile's included. You could get up to 5 lines. Switching from AT&T saves over $500 your first year, which you could spend on a funktastic music video. Dance party!
Simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity Internet for $19.99 a month for 12 months, and you can get up to 5 mobile lines included. Ask how you can get $200 back when you add Xfinity Mobile. Click, call, or visit us today.
This year, Binny's Beverage Depot is celebrating its 70th anniversary.
Chicago family owned since 1948.
Their mission never gets old, helping you celebrate the best times of your life.
Take heed. Taco Bell's Naked Chicken Chalupa Menace is back, along with a spicy new Wilder version, a.k.a. the Hot Daddy-O, a.k.a. the Flaming Phoenix, a.k.a. the Spicy Chicky Choop Choop. At least, that's what the youths call them.
I have literally never said Spicy Chicky Choop Choop before.
You just did, Jerry. You just did. So when it comes to Taco Bell's mild or wild naked chicken chalupas, heed my advice and say no to spice.
Brought to you by the Council for Eating Fried Chicken the same way you always have, and not Taco Bell.
I'm very proud of the fact that I served as a C-130 mechanic in the Corps, so I'm not happy unless my hands are dirty. Between running a business and 4 kids, we're busy. Auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance policies, knowing that USAA will always have my back. That's just one less thing you have to worry about. I couldn't imagine going anywhere else. They're like a friend of the family. We're the Cochran family, and we'll be USAA members for life.
Save by bundling USAA home and auto insurance. Get a quote today.
Tonight from SunTrust Park in Atlanta, and a lot of Cub fans in attendance this evening. The Chicago Cubs begin a 7-game, 6-day road trip. 3 here in Atlanta, 4 over the weekend coming up in Cincinnati. Overcast conditions and warm temperatures. Cubs and the Braves in, I guess, game 2 of a 4-game, 2-city series. Welcome to Cubs baseball. Along with Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. The Braves a 6-5 winner in the makeup at Wrigley yesterday, and we change venues tonight. And Darvish, coming off the DL, will pitch for the first time in almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, May 2nd, the last time he went out there. You would hope for maybe a little bit of a soft landing for Darvish coming off the disabled list, but anything but up against this Braves team has been so good offensively. They have the best record in the National League. Jim Hickey, Joe Madden would love to get some length out of Darvish here tonight. Q only went 4 2/3 yesterday, but we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully the strength is there. Hopefully he can be efficient early in the game and get through 5.
The Cubs, after their 5-game winning streak, have dropped 2 in a row, but still a very good homestand, and they've got a big stretch of road games coming up, starting with this one tonight. Braves have been tough. They've got the best record currently in the National League and scoring a ton of runs. Again, a 6-5 Braves decision at Wrigley yesterday. Cubs and Braves from Atlanta next.
Its technology was engineered to see, with its standard pedestrian detection system and pre-collision system, while its cutting-edge styling was meant to be seen. Experience the 2018 Lexus NX and the NX Hybrid with a class-leading 31 mpg combined estimate.
Lease the 2018 NX 300 for $319 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
And the battery's dead. Again.
Uh-oh. You need a new phone. And you deserve it on the best network. Verizon. Plus, right now, you can get a great deal. Oh, we're going? Sure. Not my thing.
Today's the day. Get up to 50% off our best phones, like the Samsung Galaxy S9 and Google Pixel 2. Plus, get the best unlimited starting at $40 per line for 4 lines, because unlimited is only as good as the network it's on.
We've come so far, I guess I'm proud. And I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile. I got some scars, I've been around. I felt some pain, I've seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe. Someday these will be the good old days.
Every time a customer walks through the door, we promise to take care of the car. There's no shortcuts in life. If you're gonna do something, do it right the first time.
Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Girl, you look good, want to back that thing up. You a big fine woman, want to back that thing up. Call me Big Daddy.
to play that every time we park. No. Only when we back this thing up. Ooh, there's a better spot.
Right now, get 0% APR or get $22.50 total cash allowance on the 2018 Chrysler Pacifica.
Cubs baseball on NBC Sports Chicago is brought to you in part by Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, who invites you to go further in their fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Menards, save big money at Menards. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
Back here at SunTrust Park, the Cubs playing here in this ballpark for only the second series. And it's time for our cricket smile. And Cub fans well represented here this week. They swept the Braves on that 6-0 road trip out of the All-Star break last July. Braves a little bit different club this year, however, and Ben Zobrist ready to start things. We will get the Cubs lineup here in a second, and let's do it right now. Cubs Southwest starting lineup: Zobrist, Bryant, and Rizzo at the top. Contreras out of the lineup yesterday, back in there tonight. Baez and Schwarber 5 and 6. Almora, Russell, and Darvish rounding it out. Mike Foltynewicz ready to work, and we are underway. Foltynewicz on a 1-0, nabs the outside corner.
He is the Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher for the Braves here tonight from Minooka, Illinois, outside of Chicago. He's made 8 starts. He's 3-2 with a 3.21.
Zobrist bounces out to Ozzie Albies. The leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. Zobrist unfortunately grounded out, but if he had gotten a hit, Binny's would have donated $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository, but there's always another ball game.
Foltynewicz, 26 years of age, 6'4", $195, one of the harder throwers in the league, averages 96 miles per hour.
Kris Bryant greets him with a base hit. 1-out single for Bryant.
KB coming off an outstanding homestand, continues to swing a hot bat, wasting no time here, picks on this first pitch fastball from Foltynewicz. Why wait if you get a good one?
Now Anthony Rizzo. Nice night. We might get some rain later. But overcast, warm. Temperatures in the upper 70s as we get started. Unofficially 77 currently. 1-1. That's Jim Wolf calling balls and strikes tonight.
To go along with that good heater, as you see the rest of the arbiters, Torres, Marquez, and Holbrook, the crew chief. To go along with that good heater, slider, curveball, and changeup for Foltynewicz.
1-1 to Rizzo. 97, but missed outside. 2-1.
Yeah, left-handed batter's hitting just 205 against him, so he's just working those reverse splits where he's been better against lefties than righties.
Rizzo pulls it foul. The Cubs are 21-17. 4th place in the National League Central. 2 games behind the first place Brewers. Atlanta 25-15. That's the best record in the NL. And they've got a game-and-a-half lead on the Phillies in the East.
Yeah, and they've only played 15 games here in their home ballpark. That's the fewest home games of any team in the National League. In a stretch of 17 out of 20. And just came off a stretch of 17 out of 20 away from here. Played good ball, but they lost the only 3 games they played here. They were swept by the Giants.
That's a strikeout, and Bryant is out at second, and that's it for the Cubs in the first inning. And the Braves waiting to see if Joe Madden will challenge But for now, that's a strike him out, throw him out double play. And no challenge coming, so the Cubs get a hit, no runs, and the Braves are coming up against Darvish, who comes off the DL next.
Summer is on sale with fares as low as $49. Can you say last-minute summer vacay? So tell your boss you're taking some time off. Ask your neighbor to water your plants. Program your TV so you don't miss your favorite shows. Because while these $49 one-way fares will make your summer, they'll be gone in just a few days. So book your sale fare now at southwest.com. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
Introducing new Posted Extreme Notes. They stick in tough conditions, so you can get it set and get just about any job done. Water resistant with DuraHold paper and adhesive. New Posted Extreme Notes. They're tailored for tough.
White Castle's cheese slider has all the fans. And now you can grab a $4.99 combo for a $7.99 10-sack and cheese as you please. That's a deal for me time and we time. And that's a bold move.
It's great getting 11% off of everything at Menards, especially when we're tackling a big project like updating our living room. We're saving on all of it, from the stone veneer fireplace to the area rug. You can get it all at Menards, and the 11% savings keeps us coming back. We saved over $300 on our living room and can't wait to start our next project.
Your next project starts right now with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Well, here in the early going, this has been the best lineup in the National League in terms of output. The Braves Southwest starting lineup, similar to the one we saw yesterday with a couple of changes. Albies, Acuna, and Freeman at the top. Markakis, Suzuki in for Tyler Flowers, and Inciarte in the middle. Bautista, Camargo getting the start at short, and the pitcher Foltynewicz.
See where the players are playing tonight for the Cubs here in Atlanta. Kyle Schwarber is in left. Albert Almora Jr. is in center. Ben Zobrist plays right. Kris Bryant hands the hot corner. Russell and Baez will do their thing in the middle. Rizzo's first baseman. Wilson Contreras behind the plate. And our Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher for the Cubs is the right-hander Darvish. Still looking for that first W. 0-3 through 6 starts with an ERA right at 6. He's allowed 6 long balls. Well documented his struggles in the 5th inning. He has a 31.5 5th inning earned run average.
Ozzie Albies tied for the major league lead with 13 home runs, including a leadoff blast, batting right-handed yesterday against Jose Quintana. He's done a ton of damage against the Cubs in the first 3 games of this season set. That is a strike. It's 0-2.
Yeah, he's been good against the league, and he's been outstanding against the Cubs in 3 ball games, 8 out of 15, a couple of home runs. He leads the league in extra base hits, doubles, runs scored, total bases.
Darvish with an 0-2 is tapped foul. Yu suffered a 4-0 loss to the Braves on April 13th at Wrigley Field. 7th start, still looking for his first win. And another 2-strike pitch, and Albies spoils it. The para-influenza virus is what put Darvish on the DL and basically only had to miss 1 start.
Happy haircut, Darvish.
Yeah, all trimmed up. Swing and a miss. So he strikes out Albies. That's a good start. And here comes the rookie Acuna.
Yeah, good start. Good execution of the pitches in that sequence, too. This is a splitter. He's got the full toolkit, and a number of his starts we've seen mostly fastball, slider, cutter. maybe an indication with that pitch that he's going to use, the splitter or the straight change a little bit more, perhaps flip up a few more curveballs.
Acuna 0 for 4 plus a walk in the makeup game yesterday in Chicago, and this is what the Braves have done so far, leading the National League in many offensive categories. How about this one? A Major League most 230 plate appearances for the Braves that have ended after one pitch. And on those one pitch plate appearances, they batted .345 as a team.
Yeah, the 0-0 pitch, typically guys hit for a high average when they put that ball in play. The downside, of course, is if you don't get a base hit, you can make it easy on the opposing pitcher. But Kevin Seitzer, the hitting coach here, that has been his philosophy. Go ahead, you get a good one to hit. Go ahead and take a whack at it.
Here's the Springfield, Illinois native, Kevin Seitzer.
But, with that approach, you would think, well, my goodness, they must be a free swinging team that strikes out a bunch. That's not the case. They don't strike out very much at all. So they're aggressive, but they're not reckless with their approach at the plate.
19th Major League game for the Braves left fielder. 2-2 from Darvish. Called. Strike 3. 96 and crisp.
Swinging, Acuna, who has struggled of late, just takes a heater right down the middle, maybe guessing breaking pitch there. 6 out of his last 40 now, hitting a .150 after starting the year .382 in his first 8 games.
Freddie Freeman reached twice on walks and stole a base on Monday. Cubs overshift to the right against Freeman, and he takes just off the outside corner. For ball 1. And he went around with slider.
Yeah, I'll say. He moved 2 feet.
Darvish Contreras battery here tonight. Victor Caratini started behind the plate yesterday just to give Contreras a little breather.
Well, Darvish is very easy to run on, and the Braves steal a lot of bases, so you need Contreras back there to try to neutralize that.
1-1. Bounced up there. 2 balls and a strike.
Freeman's .432 on base percentage, number 1 in the league. He's batting .395 with runners in scoring position.
The roster move, outfielder Mark Zagunis optioned to AAA Iowa to accommodate Darvish's return to the active roster. 3-1. So the Cubs have currently a 4-man bench. And Freeman draws the walk. Not a huge surprise. He leads the league in on-base percentage. And if the Braves are going to contend and sit atop this division for much of the year, this guy might be the big key. I don't know if I'd call it a resurgent Nick Markakis, but he's putting up
best ever kind of numbers.
Yeah, incredible numbers. Hitting for home run power, second in the league in batting average coming in. And if he keeps doing what he's been doing, man, that really lengthens this lineup.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for him to sustain this level. It'd be difficult for anybody to sustain this. He's batting .346. He's hit 7 home runs. He hit 8 all of last year.
He has walked more than he has struck out. Got an OPS of 952. He has never put up an OPS in the 900s in his first 12 years in the big leagues.
You wouldn't say he's a late bloomer because he's had a very nice career.
Right.
But it's just interesting to see him have this kind of a run at this stage of his career. He started swimmingly for Darvish, a couple of strikeouts, and now a little tentative with Freeman and now Markakis.
Yeah, I guess the best way to describe Markakis has been consistent, durable, has always hit for a high average. Kind of the 12 to 18 home runs. And the 3-0 is a strike on the outside. 3-1. You and I were digging into some of the numbers in terms of this ballpark. Now in its second season of existence, and I would say the best way to describe it is we still aren't quite sure.
Yeah, it's played hitter friendly. It has not played home run friendly, despite the reputation. That's when we first heard about this. The ball last year, the ball was flying out of here.
Runner takes off. The pitch is a strike, and the ball gets literally kicked into left field. So Contreras will get a tough error. Freeman's going to try to score, and he is out. The ball got there right as Freeman was crossing the plate. And that'll end the inning. That was wild.
A ball, glove, and foot all coming together at the same exact time. And Jim Wolf right on it to make the call.
What a throw by Schwarber. And after an inning, we are scoreless.
The moment you realize you're ready to make dinner, but your oven isn't.
At Lowe's, we have more appliances to choose from, so you'll find the right one at the right price. And we'll deliver it for free.
Shop Lowe's and get up to 30% off select appliance special values.
Sometimes a day at the ballpark is more than just a day at the ballpark.
All military members stand and be recognized.
Sometimes fans cheer for those who wear a different uniform. No matter where or when you served, T-Mobile stands ready to serve you. That's why we're providing half-off family lines to all military.
This is the Ford F-150. It's got best-in-class towing, payload, and torque. The tech you need, plus the style you want in a special STX appearance package. And F-150 is Motor Trend's Truck of the Year. Get your F-150 STX while supplies last. Now get an F-150 STX for $199 a month or $9,296 in total savings. Hurry while supplies last.
AT&T gives you more for your thing. Your beating the system thing. Life hack your way to lunch on the house thing. That promo code, coupon code, why pay when you don't have to thing. Wait, what? Free home internet from AT&T? Who knew that was a thing? Switch to an unlimited plan and get free home internet. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Well, that is a play you don't see very often. And they just announced the scoring on it. How often you see on a pitch a guy try to go first to home? Stolen base for Freeman, an error on Contreras, and 7-2 on the putout.
Yeah, just a tremendous play by Schwarber to come in and pick that ball up. Now, we usually talk about outfielders making plays on throws. It's a fly ball. They get behind her or they charge a base hit. This is more like an infielder kind of play where he just picked it up off balance and heaved it home and right on the money. It's at least the second, I think maybe the third guy he's thrown at home this year.
You can disagree. I don't think it was a bad base running maneuver by Freeman. It took kind of a perfect play to get him.
No, and Ron Washington was kind of watching that play develop and made a kind of a late decision to send Freeman, but he never broke stride. So he gave Wash the opportunity to send him home, and yeah, it wasn't a bad play at all. I was questioning the steal to begin with, as you was having a hard time finding the strike zone against Markakis. I thought it was a little bit of a risky proposition to run there. But having said that, when you look at the numbers running against Darvish, I think that's going to be the game plan for the Braves all night.
So Contreras now aboard. Leadoff walk here in the second. And our high-speed action is powered by Xfinity.
He's peeking over his shoulder, gets a little choppy at third, so that probably cost him a little bit. But the great throw by Schwarber, yeah, he sees a bad angle, so it causes him to take a real wide turn there at third base.
I don't know how Markakis could have told him, jump!
Yeah.
But that's probably the only way he would have beaten the throws, to jump over the glove as Baez foul tips.
Van Halen just played the song. Chris Coughlin would have been safe. But in looking at that replay, what cost him was, I think he was assuming third was all he was going to get. So he didn't kind of belly out to take that turn at third base. And may have cost him a stride, and that was the difference.
Popped up by Baez off of first. And it'll get out of play. He went 7 for 12 with 2 home runs in that 3-game sweep here in Atlanta last July. Still the National League RBI leader with 36. I mentioned Foltynewicz is from Minooka, Illinois, about 50 miles southwest of Chicago, and had committed to the University of Texas before he inked a deal with the Astros after being a first-round pick in 2010. He took a no-hitter into the 9th last June 30th in Oakland.
Came here in a trade that sent Evan Gattis to the Astros January of 2015. He's always had that big arm. That's why he was such a high draft pick. And it looks like he's starting to figure out how to use his stuff. He'd be a stock you'd probably want to buy in on.
Called strike 3. No argument from Baez.
Two strikes, righty on the mound. He's thinking slider, and they cross him up with a good heater. Sometimes it's, you got to play the guessing game in this sport, and he was playing a hunch that he was going to see breaking ball there. Tip your cap. That's one of those, you look at it in a vacuum, in isolation, you go, how you can take that? How are you going to take that pitch? Well, it's protecting against the off-speed pitch.
Now Schwarber. You've got a plus-minus like hockey. He'd be a +1 already, right? Took a run off the board. Foltynewicz, according to Fangraphs, ranks 3rd among all pitchers in fastball velocity. Starting pitchers, I should say. Luis Severino of the Yankees, 97.7. Noah Syndergaard, 97.3. Foltynewicz, 96.4. The most interesting part of this list is the guy who ranks 4th, Charlie Morton, 96.1.
We were watching the postseason last year thinking, is that the same Charlie Morton we used to see in Pittsburgh? Because it was a different cat.
34 years old, Charlie Morton.
Well, remember that, when Pittsburgh had him, he'd started here with Atlanta actually, and then Pittsburgh had him, and the arm slot was a little lower. He was trying to sink the ball, and I think, he had some physical issues, but yeah, it was a revelation to watch him pitch last year.
Runner at first, 1 out. Foltynewicz checks on Contreras.
So this is Foltynewicz's ninth start, in the previous 8. He's allowed more than 2 earned runs only once.
Three and 2.
Gave up a 6 spot to the Giants 2 starts ago. That was here in 5 innings of work. Last time out against the Marlins in Miami, 5 innings, 3 hits and a run, it was unearned. Next level for him, I think, is to learn how to take a little something off his fastball, create some movement to try to get the ball put in play a little bit earlier. He's not very efficient.
Swing and a miss for strike 3.
And, because of that, he's had some injury issues, and with that big arm, like clubs are with all pitchers now. But a kid this talented at this age, they're going to be a little bit protective of. So the pitch count gets to be an issue. So he hasn't pitched deep into many of his games.
He's only completed 6 innings twice, but he's allowed more than 2 earned runs just once.
Yeah, so it's
foul strike to Almora. But this is a conversation that's had quite often about starting pitchers in terms of fastball velocity. Should you save a little in the tank, maybe in the first or second inning? Hideo Nomo was known as a guy who would be, 89, 90 in the first inning, and then middle innings he's up to 94, 95.
I think some guys are slow starters. They don't get there right away. But I think a kid like this, if you can get there early, I don't believe you should save anything.
Right to Freeman on the ground, and that'll do it. So the Cubs waste the leadoff walk after an inning and a half.
0-0. I thought I was managing my moderate to severe ulcerative colitis, but I realized something was missing. Me. The thought of my symptoms returning was keeping me from being there for the people and things I love most. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira can help get and keep UC under control when other medications haven't worked well enough. And it helps people achieve control that lasts, so you could experience few or no symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, control is possible.
No more losing my cool with the umps. It's the kinder, gentler Joe.
I'll drink to that. Love the ruby color.
Ruby? Are you blind?
If you can't find it at Benny's,
it's probably not worth drinking.
Your summer starts here with a great deal on a new Toyota.
Right now, you can get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a spacious new 2018 Toyota Highlander. Visit your local Toyota dealer or buy at Toyota.com.
Get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
T-Mobile presents Hats Off for Heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Cub fans, nobody tops your passion, and nothing beats the experience of Cubs baseball at Wrigley Field. Be a part of it all season long. Everybody's in. The Cubs return home next Tuesday night to face the Indians. Tickets for that 2-game series are still available at Cubs.com.
So Nick Markakis was at the plate when that wild inning-ending run around the bases occurred for Freeman. Well, he ran mostly around the bases before he was tagged out, right before he got to home plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside.
Both these pitchers similar in that, as we were talking about with Foltynewicz, Darvish, same approach. He's not pitching to contact. He's looking for swings and misses. Plays the power game. That's why he's one of the greatest strikeout pitchers of all time. And his strikeout rate is still well above league average this year. Maybe not what he's used to doing. He's not getting as many chases as he normally does.
Easy play for Baez. So 1 out here in the Braves' second, and it's Kurt Suzuki. Tyler Flowers caught yesterday and reached base 5 times. 2 for 2 with a 2-run homer and 3 walks. Suzuki had a 5-reach game against the Cubs on April 14th at Wrigley. Line right to Bryant for the second out.
That's a happy pitch. Look, you can feel awfully good about the swing he put on this one, but it's one quick out here for Darvish. 1 pitch out. That'll help the pitch count and pull it right at KB. Duck and covered.
Ender Inciarte. Big play in the game yesterday. Great catch. Turned it into a double play to end the Cubs' 6th inning. Braves were able to barely hang on in the 9th. A.J. Minter gave up a run. It got Kris Bryant to line to left with the bases loaded. The 0-1 is bunted toward Bryant, who is playing in, and he couldn't get a good grip.
Inciarte 0 for 5 in the ball game yesterday. The bunt's always in play with him, and now the stolen base certainly is. The league best 17 steals this year. He's been caught 3 times, and I think it's just not a matter of if, but when he decides to try to steal second base. Yeah, you see the ball might have a little funky spin, and as Kris went down with a bare hand, did not get the handle on it.
He's got 17 stolen bases, leading the majors. D. Gordon of the Mariners with 15. Now the guy who had the game-winning home run on Monday, Jose Bautista. The 333rd homer of his career, and the first at Wrigley. Didn't seem like he got all of it, but it was that kind of day, right?
Yeah,
just get it up in the air.
Yeah, it's very high drive. He hit it hard, but really high. Ray Guy punt.
I always love a good Ray Guy reference.
You can't let people forget about Ray Guy.
0-2 on Bautista. Pretty big crowd tonight. Looks like it's a little shy of a sellout. But a very nice turnout.
Been a couple of pitches, but I'm a little bit surprised Inciarte hasn't gone yet.
Not running, and that would have been a good one to go as the pitch was in the dirt.
We talk a lot about catchers and balls in the dirt and proper technique. There are certain times when you prefer a guy try to pick it as opposed to block it. When you got a base runner like Inciarte out there, if you don't block it, if you block it, keep it right in front of you, got a chance. But you might be better off trying to pick it.
He runs this time, and I think Wilson thought that might be strike 3. It was not, and that's steal number 18 for Inciarte.
He gets the top speed very quickly, very dynamic. I think Wilson just made a determination that he didn't have a play on him. Since 2014, with Yu Darvish on the mound, that's 67 stolen bases, 5 caught.
Full count. Switch hitting Johan Camargo on deck. Bautista just 2 out of 21 in his previous matchups with Darvish. And a lot of those Blue Jay Ranger matchups. Two teams that don't like each other. Ooh, that was an awkward swing on a fastball. Strikeout number 3 for Darvish, and through 2, 0-0.
Vengeful vermin. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. I'm attorney Howard Ankin with Cubs great Andre Dawson.
Hard work is the best way to succeed. That's why if you need a lawyer, you need to call my Hawk, Howard.
If you or someone you know needs help with an injury case, call me. 312-6-million. Injury law, made personal.
4 straight nights with a teething baby.
3 weeks without a day off.
2 solid months on the road.
1 long season after another. Help.
Help.
When your battery's running low, grab a sugar-free, vitamin-packed 5-Hour Energy. It'll get you back to 100% fast.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back to 100%.
5-Hour Energy. Get back to 100%.
Buying a Hyundai, the brand with the lowest 5-year cost to own, is smart. Buying right now during the Hyundai Memorial Day event, well, that's genius. For a limited time only, you'll find special savings on every Hyundai sedan and SUV. And they're all backed by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Buy your new Hyundai now during the Hyundai Memorial Day event. Smart never looked so good. Right now, lease a Tucson for $179 a month or get $3,750 total savings on the Santa Fe Sport. Hurry, the Hyundai Memorial Day event ends soon.
Thursday, join Kelly Kroll at NBC Sports Chicago for a taping of Beer Money presented by Coors Light. Head over to Timothy O'Toole's in Libertyville at 5 to put your sports trivia knowledge to the test for a chance to take home cash. Addison Russell. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foltynewicz does not mess around. Get it, throw it.
This is his 3rd start against the Cubs. He's 0-2 against them. Pitched well against them last year when we saw him. Ooh, a little late decision there by Addy.
The overall numbers on the homestand very good. He hit 300, took a bunch of walks. The Cubs went 5-2.
Hit his first home run of the year on that homestand. 99 on the edge.
4th strikeout early for Foltynewicz.
Tuesday, May 22nd. That would be 1 week from tonight. Boeing presents Military Appreciation Night at Wrigley Field. All participants who purchase tickets through the Cubs Community Nights page receive a Cubs military camo baseball cap. A portion of net proceeds will be donated to the USO of Illinois on behalf of Boeing. Cubs.com/community nights for information.
1 strike on the pitcher, Darvish. All right, I have a question for you and possibly a homework assignment. And this is really important to me.
All right, I'm good.
Mike Foltynewicz's nickname is Folty. Called strike 3, 2 down. So here's my question. Is his nickname the first 4 letters of his last name with a Y attached to it, like most nicknames in baseball?
Yeah.
Or is it just the first 5 letters of his last name?
What? Please rephrase the question,
His last name is spelled F-O-L-T-Y.
Right.
N-E-W-I-C-Z. So is it just the F-O-L-T-Y? Is that his nickname?
Folty.
Or is it just F-O-L-T and then you add the Y because that's how you do it with nicknames? See, that's a key distinction that I think we need to figure out.
Yeah. I'm guessing whoever named him that didn't even think about that.
Does my question make sense to you now?
It does now, yes.
Because I think it would be lazy to just do the first 5 letters. I think it should be Folt plus a Y. That the Y was not actually in his name. It's a different Y.
Or he could be Folty.
2 Ys? Now that would be next level.
I think you should seek him out tomorrow and ask him.
Well, I was hoping you would. See, because I think that'd be a better question for a left-hander to ask.
Look at me like I'm insane.
You'll be like, what? Three and 1 on Zobrist. Make it ball 4, and he's on with 2 outs. Kris Bryant coming up.
KB jumped on a first pitch fastball, a solid line drive single to left first time up. We'll see how aggressive Folty is here. If he attacks again with a heater, he goes breaking pitch.
Kris a single and then caught stealing in the first inning.
I don't know if Zoe would go, probably not, but the Cubs might be inclined to try to run a little bit tonight. Suzuki hasn't thrown anybody out yet this year. The Steelers are 12 for 12 when he's behind the dish. That's firm, man.
Strike.
That is firm. Yeah, he's got a golden arm. So you're asking earlier about should he save anything, and
right.
My answer is no. I think if you got this kind of an arm and you're throwing a 4-seam fastball, you just turn it loose and let it fly. The other point I was making, though, I think if you could sink the ball, and just create some movement to get early action, get some ground balls, you would save some bullets doing that. But I don't think he should intentionally, not let it go when he's throwing his 4-seamer.
Back-to-back 2-out walks.
Especially now because the expectation for a starting pitcher has changed. Now, for the most part, if you get a guy through 6 innings, you're really happy. So the idea that you need to have something left in the tank to pitch the 8th and the 9th just really doesn't exist. Got a handful of guys out in the bullpen who throw, for the most part, throw just as hard as he does, most clubs.
So 2 on for Rizzo.
Threw open, and he just, he works quickly, but sometimes working quickly leads to rushing your delivery, and I think that's the message Suzuki's probably delivering. Nothing wrong with your tempo, but make sure you don't rush your delivery. Stay on that back leg, get your arm up, and get the ball going back downhill. And Foltynewicz is maybe just a little bit extra jack tonight going against the Cubs, his hometown team.
For sure. Little low. 2-0. All kinds of interesting baseball news. We'll dive in as the night moves along. Word just came out. A.J. Pollock has a broken left thumb. Looking at 4 to 8 weeks. That's terrible news for the Diamondbacks, who have lost 6 in a row.
It's becoming an annual event there to lose Pollock for an extended period.
He has been rather unlucky.
Maybe the MVP of the National League to this point.
Fouled out of play.
That was a story here last year with the Braves with Freddie Freeman.
Yep. Robinson Cano gets an 80-game suspension for using a banned diuretic And his time on the DL, when he just broke his hand, will count toward the 80 games. 2-2, swing and a miss. Well, basically that whole inning was about pitcher and catcher. 2 strikeouts, yeah, 2 walks, and then a strikeout to end it.
This is Lynchburg, a small town in the heart of Tennessee, where families and neighbors work together to make every drop of our whiskey. If you can't get here, just look for one of our postcards. We send them all over. They look like this.
It doesn't matter how many records I break, or how many rings I win. I know I can always be better. There are 2 of me. There's the person I am and the person I'm driven to be. We're in a constant chase to become the best version of myself.
Lease the all-wheel drive Infiniti Q50 for $319 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
It took guts to start my business, but as it grew bigger and bigger, it took a whole lot more. And that's why I switched to the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. With it, I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. Everything. And that 2% cash back adds up to thousands of dollars each year. So I can keep growing my business in big leaps. What's in your wallet?
As you enjoy a cold Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later on in tonight's game. SunTrust Park, our second trip here. Third ballpark the Braves have occupied since they moved to Atlanta in 1966. Fulton County Stadium, Turner Field, and now a move to the suburbs, 10 miles northwest of downtown. We're in Cobb County. We call this entertainment complex the Battery Atlanta. And ball 1 the count on Johan Camargo. He didn't start yesterday, but he sure made a big play in the 9th inning at third base to rob Baez of a leadoff hit. He started the year on the DL due to an oblique strain, and last August suffered a very bizarre knee injury that sent him to the DL. Now watch right there. He was reaching down to grab some dirt, which is kind of what he does when he comes onto the field. Tripped, injured his knee, and I noticed tonight as he ran out to take his position, he did not do that. So some superstitions
well learned, yeah,
do go away if they cause a DL stint.
Yeah, see.
So right here, just right there. Just run onto the field.
Yeah.
Could you stay on your feet if you were jogging and had to just reach down and grab dirt at this point in your life?
Yeah, well, it would have to take a while for that whole process to develop, but yeah.
Darvish gets over there in time. A little bit of a late start for you, but he got over there to make the play. I'm not doubting you. It was a fair question.
No, it's a very, very much a fair question, and I might do that tomorrow on my way over to find Mike Foltynewicz so I can ask him about his nickname.
Please be careful, though.
Try to do a little bit of.
Make sure you have someone with you in case you blow out your knee.
We'll make sure we got a camera operator.
Someone suggested on Twitter he could go with Foltie. That would end the debate. Now, why wouldn't they use the last half of his name for a nickname?
Nevich?
Yeah.
A little Joe Rudy stance working.
Swing and a miss.
Anytime you can drop a Joe Rudy and a Ray Guy in the same broadcast, you're staying current.
You got Oakland on the brain.
That's what it was. Billy Williams was talking about Joe Rudy the other day. We had him on. Oh, my.
He chased a slider way out of the zone.
That was the old bail and whale.
That was a faulty swing.
Well, that's what I was wondering, if some clever headline writer wrote faulty towers over the opposition, if anybody in the current generation, anybody have any idea what that was referring to.
There's a 17-year-old kid in my household who would get it.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. We watched the whole series. John Cleese. Yep. Now Albies with 2 outs. Darvish has been sharp here early in his first start off the DL. Hooked into right. The dude can hit.
Yeah, another first pitch swing from the Braves. They swing early, they attack. Yeah, and the ball just really jumps off his bat. He's a strong young man. 5'8", $165-ish.
Still just 21 years old. From Curacao, Ozzie Albies. It's been a good pipeline of Atlanta Braves. Born in Curacao, right? Andrew Jones. Jair Jurgens.
Forgot about Jair Jurgens.
Randall Simon. Andrelton Simmons. All from Curacao. So if you were born in Curacao or the state of Georgia,
and you can play the game, you might end up a Brave.
You might end up in a Braves uniform. He takes off, got a big jump. Not real happy Acuna found it off.
Yeah, but the problem was he was going on the 0-1 pitch, and if Acuna takes the pitch to let him steal, now he's hitting 0-2. So, we talk about the value of first pitch strikes to put a hitter in the hole. It really pays off in a situation like this, too, because now the hitter can't afford to take that pitch. Most can't. Back in the day, there's some great bat handlers, 2-hole hitters choke up, and they would take the 2 strikes to let a guy steal a base, but that doesn't happen anymore.
He was leaning. Not going, and the pitch is up and in. Kind of an awkward landing by Darvish.
We have caught a cleat there. After his delivery. Got a little wobbly.
I mentioned Acuna slumping as of late, just getting his big league career started. 6 for his last 40.
It's a great example of what we were talking about. Contreras picking that breaking pitch in the dirt. If he just blocks it, it gets away from him at all. Albies is standing on second base. Had to be concerned about Darvish's stamina after being sick in the layoff, but he looks strong tonight. Everything looks good.
Albies runs off the outside. Darvish thought he had him. A little wide. Stolen base number 6 for Albies. Yeah, there's no specific pitch count for Darvish tonight. He was not on the DL due to any sort of arm issue. It was the illness. And we'll just monitor, and game situation will dictate. (3-2) ball 4. Never loved walking a hitter in front of Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, that was that situation we talk about a lot. He didn't get the call on the slider, so they opted to go fastball there and just overthrew it a little bit. Get a little something extra on it. I mentioned last time Freeman was up there, 395 with runners in scoring position so far this year. Took a cross up. It's amazing that he caught that pitch. If you're looking for a breaking ball there and he throws 96, pretty impressive that he was able to catch the ball. So they got to get on the same page here with a man on second.
First mound visit by the Cubs. Dodgers are down again, 2-0 at Miami tonight in the 5th inning. The Dodgers getting a little healthier as they get Justin Turner and Logan Forsythe off the DL. Cubs got Darvish back from the DL tonight. And the 1-0 is popped up off of third. See if Bryant has room, and he does. Braves strand a couple. We head off to the 4th. 0-0.
Now is a great time to own the Honda CR-V, Motor Trend's 2018 SUV of the year. It's an SUV with smooth handling and excellent power delivery, and plenty of space for you and your passengers. So find out for yourself why the Honda CR-V is ready for adventure. Hurry into your Honda dealer and test drive the 2018 Motor Trend SUV of the year. Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealer and test drive a Honda today.
When we set out to brew a light beer, there came a moment of truth. When we had to choose more taste or fewer calories. We chose both. What are you holding? Miller Lite. Hold true.
Take heed. Taco Bell's Naked Chicken Chalupa Menace is back, along with a spicy new wilder version, a.k.a. the Hot Daddy-O, a.k.a. the Flaming Phoenix, a.k.a. the Spicy Chicky Choop Choop. At least that's what the youths call them.
I have literally never said Spicy Chicky Choop Choop before.
You just did, Jerry. You just did. So when it comes to Taco Bell's mild or wild Naked Chicken Chalupas, heed my advice and say no to spice.
Brought to you by the Council for Eating Fried Chicken the same way you always have, and not Taco Bell.
Hey, Xfinity X1 customers, say show me the Chicago Cubs into your X1 voice remote and get live team stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. That is next level stuff. And the tattoo, only taken a couple of days to get that one done. Contreras out into deep right center. That ball is off the wall. Here comes the throw to second. It's late. He's got a double.
Boy, does he ever. Man, that ball, that was a 1-iron. Oh, my goodness. A laser beam off the wall in right center. Coming off a homestand in which he batted .458, did all kinds of damage. It was walk double to start the road trip. Beautiful swing of the bat. And talking about it a lot with Contreras. When he's going alley to alley, good things happen.
He had that 3-game stretch. 10 for 15 with 26 total bases Wednesday to Saturday. Baez swings and misses.
That's the pitch he thought he was going to get last time up with 2 strikes when he took that fastball.
A strikeout in the second. 3 shots to get the first run of the game in. Contreras will have to hold here. Baez is just out at first. Camargo's throw barely in time.
That's where if you're the base runner at second, you can be a little daring there and distract that infielder just a little bit. Maybe you steal an infield hit for Baez. It's a high-risk play. You see the ball hit in front of you. If you're the base runner at second, you just go right back to the bag.
The pitch to Schwarber. Big swing on 98.
Schwarber, patient hitter, sees a lot of pitches. Foltynewicz, number 3 in baseball in terms of pitches per plate appearance. You would anticipate a lengthy battle when these 2 guys get together.
The ball Contreras hit the high wall in right center, 16 feet high. And the Braves bullpen over to the foul line. Left center to right center, it's 8 feet 8 inches high, and a real low fence in left is 6 feet. Ball really seems to carry well to that part of the park. I was chatting with Mike Montgomery before the game about his home run here last year. He had a bunch of family and friends in attendance and spoke very fondly of that swing of the bat. He said, whenever someone says you're not a good hitter, I can always say I've got a home run in the big leagues.
Yep.
Can't take it away from him now.
Pitched a heck of a game that day, too.
He did. The 2-2, and he's run it full.
Well, there you go.
Runner at second base, 1 out, 4th inning. Call. Strike 3.
Man. Bit of a wry smile from Schwarber. The Jim Wolf I remember, I always thought he had a kind of a tight zone, but that has not been the case here tonight. He framed it nicely, gave him a good long look at it, but it looked like it was off the outside corner.
So it's up to Almora. Albert had 3 hits, including his 2nd home run of the year last year. Down the line, foul. Both home runs he has hit have come against the Braves. Cubs have had a base runner in every inning. One and one. Trying to give you Darvish some run support as he looks for his first win as a Cub. Right-hander now ready. 3-1. Russell on deck.
There's a lot more to pitching than just throwing hard, but I was just thinking about how the Astros not traded Foltynewicz, and he was on that current staff over there with Cole and Verlander and Charlie Morton. Pretty daunting.
Yes. Three and two with a base open. Ball 4. That'd be kind of a fun game to play. You could construct every major league team currently and have available any player who's ever been in your organization. You'd have some overlap. In other words, you could take, the 25-man roster. If you're the Seattle Mariners, you could have any 25 guys who've ever been in your organization. Build
play the what-if game.
Some super teams, wouldn't you? Where would Gleyber Torres play? You'd find room for him, though, probably. A strike. You could have Chapman, too.
So you could even have the guy you traded him for.
Yeah, for sure. The 0-1 fouled. 0-2.
You could pass at that heater. Russell handles velocity usually pretty well. He's got to go into battle mode here.
We talked about his high pitch counts and over 70 here in the 4th inning. It rattles around and the runners are going to hold. Just didn't get far enough away from Suzuki for Contreras to get a good read on it.
He's 0-2. You got a hitter in a little bit of a defensive posture, and he's pitching for strikeouts, trying to get chases. He did it with the 3-2 pitch to Almora. That'll really run the pitch count up on you.
Oh, 2 to 3-2, and
doing the walk off.
Runners now get a head start with 2 gone, and a swing and a miss, and Jim Wolf got knocked over. Throw goes to first. Cubs are going to get the lead. Why did Suzuki throw to first? Wow. Boy, that worked out for the Cubs. He should have just eaten it. But he fired late, and he missed the target, and Contreras scores.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Swing and miss at the ball in the dirt. Suzuki and Wolf to dance a little bit. And then Suzuki had to realize with all that went down before he could get to this ball. Did a nice job there shedding the blocker, though. Ill-advised throw and a cheap run for the Cubs.
So Darvish has a 1-0 lead as he bats with runners at first and third, and he bunts through strike 1. Probably be a strikeout wild pitch. And don't know if they'll give Suzuki a throwing error. I think Contreras scores even if Freeman catches that throw. Well, they're going to say an E2 allowed the run to score. One and 2. Well, he thought he was out of the inning on a 2-2 pitch. Russell goes. Darvish bounces softly to short, and Camargo will throw him out. But the Cubs have the lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 1-0.
Mom and Dad got a new car with the extra third row seats. They think it's theirs, but it's not theirs. It's mine. Mine.
The new RX 350L with 3 rows for 7 passengers.
Are you excited about your baby sister coming?
Experience space for the unexpected with the Lexus RXL, part of the RX family.
Lease the 2018 RX 350L all-wheel drive for $479 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Sometimes a day at the ballpark is more than just a day at the ballpark.
All military members stand and be recognized.
No matter where or when you served, T-Mobile stands ready to serve you. That's why we're providing half-off family lines to all military.
There's nothing small about your business. With Dell Small Business Technology Advisors, you'll get the one-on-one partnership you need to grow your business. The Dell Vostro 15 laptop. Contact a Dell advisor today.
At King's Hawaiian Foods, we believe that when great food and laughs are shared with others, life's just more fun. And who better to share it with than those closest to us, our neighbors. So, pull the grill out front, America. Be sure to have plenty of King's Hawaiian buns and barbecue sauce on hand. And let's make this the summer of the block party. King's Hawaiian Foods. Next time you're grilling, try our delicious King's Hawaiian barbecue sauces, crafted with the irresistible flavors of the islands.
Closed captioning of Cubs baseball on NBC Sports Chicago is brought to you by U.S. Waterproofing.
A little seepage in your basement is no need to panic. Count on the experts at U.S. Waterproofing to diagnose and repair the problem.
For a free consultation, visit uswaterproofing.com. A better basement starts with us.
Cubs get an unearned run to grab the lead here in the fourth inning. And Jim Wolf toppled over and dusting himself off.
He's put together, man.
Yeah, he is. Randy pitched in the big leagues for a long time. As Darvish takes his final warm-up tosses, it's time for our Liberty Mutual Insurance Field coverage. This is the crazy play in the bottom of the first inning. It ended with Kyle Schwarber throwing out Freddie Freeman at home plate.
Last couple of days, Cubs have been a little bit loose in terms of their base running and some of the work in the field. So tonight they have the advantage in that regard. There is such a thing as umpire interference. Usually it deals with when a catcher's making a throw and it gets tangled up with an umpire. Generally, the umpire is considered part of the playing field.
I think in tonight's case, he didn't really interfere with the throw itself.
No, I was just checking to see if he got tangled up with a player trying to make a play on the ball, if you could make a ruling that he impeded Suzuki's ability to get back and get that ball quickly enough to make a play on Russell. I've never seen that called.
One strike on Markakis. Here's a pitch. Curveball didn't curve very much. Bunch of bullpens were thrown today. Cubs starters. Tyler Chatwood will pitch tomorrow night. John Lester will go on Thursday. And John's last 2 starts were interrupted by rain, and there is rain in the forecast again the next 2 nights.
Yeah, he's been the rain man this year. A few years ago, Edwin Jackson, it seemed like every time he was supposed to pitch, it rained.
I think Jason Hamill had that one year too.
Yeah.
And Verizon projected starters: Chatwood and McCarthy tomorrow, and Lester versus Mike Soroka on Thursday night. Markakis has seen a lot of pitches here tonight. And on a 3-1, he bounces to Rizzo. Underhand flip. Darvish at the bag.
Hey, all you parrot heads. Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band are returning to Wrigley Field Friday, July 13th. Special guest Boz Skaggs will be along for the ride. Don't miss out on Jimmy's only Chicago appearance of the summer. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com/concerts.
Suzuki, who committed that throwing error, lined hard to Kris Bryant in the second inning.
And Suzuki kind of like Markakis too, in that he's had a nice career, but doing some of his best work here later in his career.
Now the Braves have to feel real good about their catching tandem of Flowers and Suzuki.
He had a .536 slugging percentage last year. He was the highest among all catchers with a minimum of 300 plate appearances.
Yeah, he hit 19 homers in 81 games. And a bounce. Bryant moving to his left. Ciarte laid down a bunt in the second inning with 2 outs. And he stole second. He was stranded there. Bryant plays in on the grass. He was pulled in the last time, and it ended up not really mattering. Caught the outside corner, 1-1. Darvish has allowed 2 hits and 2 walks. He's got 4 strikeouts. And a high drive deep to right, and she's gone. Game-tying homer by Ciarte, his 4th.
Yeah, he had been swinging a hot bat yesterday. He took an 0 for 5, but right back at it here tonight. A bunt single last time, and now he plays long ball. Darvish has been able to throw that fastball by a number of the Brave hitters tonight in the middle of the strike zone. This time Ciarte. Good compact short stroke. There's a Ford home run replay. This ball up too, man. That's way up above the belt. That's an impressive swing of the bat.
Ford home run replay, so a 1-1 tie. Bautista with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. All right, do you stay down there at least for a pitch or 2?
Well, you might want to go shoulder high for 1.
Okay.
But yeah, it wouldn't hurt, right? I mean, you get a guy swinging, he's not reading that pitch. You might be able to get him to chase another one.
He did. So Darvish strikes out Bautista, but Ciarte before that with a towering home run. It's 1-1 after 4.
Summer is on sale with fares as low as $49. Can you say last-minute summer vacay? So tell your boss you're taking some time off. Ask your neighbor to water your plants. Program your TV so you don't miss your favorite shows. Because while these $49 one-way fares will make your summer, they'll be gone in just a few days. So book your sale fare now at southwest.com. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
Every time a customer walks through the door, we promise to take care of the car. There's no shortcuts in life. If you're going to do something, do it right the first time.
Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
A little less conversation, a little more action. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less bark, a little less fight, a little more spark. Shut your mouth and open up your heart, and baby, satisfy me. Satisfy me, baby. Don't procrastinate, don't articulate, girl, it's getting late. You just sit and wait around. A little less conversation, a little more action.